In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. The disciples said to Jesus, "Increase our faith." How about you? Do you want your faith increased? Here's how Jesus answered them. He said, "You know, the problem with your faith, guys, is you think you're supposed to serve God, but God, the master, wants to serve you, the servant." See, that's real Christianity. Letting God love on you, letting the grace of God wash over you, receiving all the blessings in heavenly places that have been given to us as believing believers. Jesus said, we saw it in Mark, even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. God came to give up his life for you so that you might be saved. And it's even bigger than that, because the day before we saw this God that loves you, he lives his life in you and through you. That should increase your faith if you get a hold of those truths. Well, today I'm going to read verses 11 through 14. They say, while Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, he was passing between Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered a village, 10 leprous men who stood at a distance met him. Jesus is walking through town, and there are 10 guys who have leprosy. They have to say, unclean, unclean. They have to live in a different area outside the village. They have to stay away from people. Oh, we had 6-foot social distancing. This was nothing like that. If they touched anybody, they would get leprosy. They were unclean. And so they said to Jesus, they raised their voices and saying to Jesus, "Master, have mercy on us." Well, when Jesus saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they were going, they were cleansed. They didn't say, "But why would we go show ourselves to the priests? We still have leprosy." No, they believed Jesus, that as they went, obviously they would have something to show to the priests. Well, that's how it is with healing. In Mark 11, Jesus says this, starting in verse 22, have faith in God. Another translation is, have the faith of God. You know, one of my favorite verses is Galatians 2:20. The life I live in this body, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. I live by Jesus' faith. Jesus is saying, have God's faith on the inside of you. Believe, and then don't let anything knock you off of that faith. Verse 23, and truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart. Oh, we're going to have doubt in our brain, but don't let the doubt get into your heart, but believes that what he says is going to happen, it will be granted to him. And so, verse 24, I say to you, all things which you pray and ask, are you listening? Believe that you have received them. These lepers, they must have believed that they had received the healing, or they wouldn't have gone to show themselves to the priests. But if you believe that you have received them, then they will be granted to you. You will receive it if you believe that it's done. If you pray in the name of Jesus, Jesus, the God of all creation who lives on the inside of you, if you let him do the praying through you, then you can believe. You need to believe that you have received, and it will be done for you. Well, that's the promise of God, and we saw that for these lepers. All 10, as they went to the priests, were healed. That's what it says. Go show yourself. And as they went, they were cleansed. The leprosy was gone. As you pray, united to this God who loves you, then you can trust him, because his love and his grace are the power of salvation, the power of new life, the power of rich, abundant living in you and through you for your sake and the sake of others. God bless you as you walk with that revelation in your day to day. We'll look at these 10 lepers again tomorrow. One more very, very profound lesson for us to see from them. Can't wait to be with you.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.